My daughter just took my car. Um, I gave it to her as a gift a year ago, and she was supposed to transfer the registration, and she never did. And I didn't even know, you know, that she had fast track tickets from some boyfriend that was driving her car. And you here because she became homeless because she lost her job because of some stupid guy that she was dating that kept harassing her and got her fired from her job. And she came up here in her first car and it got impounded. I didn't know anything about it, even though she was up here. As far as I knew, she had two cars that she maybe had sold the Jeep or whatever, the car that's been stolen. Anyways, she got that her first car impounded because she was driving around. She had a bunch of outstanding tickets, which they had warrants out for because they weren't paid, and they were fast track tickets and like $30 a piece. And she racked up. It was a bunch of those got racked up, and she didn't know about it because they kept sending the tickets to her old address, which was her dad's house. And apparently, she didn't go to his house very much to get her mail or any mail at all that came. So that caused it to compound and made things that much worse. So she came up here because she became homeless. I didn't even know she was up here. And she initially came up here with her first car, and that car got impounded because she had all those tickets, plus her license was suspended. So the cop impounded the car, and she wasn't able to get it out. And I didn't even know she was up here. And the reason and the way I did find out she was up here is because someone said they saw her up here with the Jeep that I had given her. And this is a yellow Jeep, really ugly Jeep. So it's very identifiable. And someone told me they saw her and the Jeep up here. And she had no phone, so I had no way to get a hold of her, so I didn't even know if she was staying or if she was staying anywhere at all. And she gets a hold of me about a month ago and told me that she was up here and she was in the Jeep, and the Jeep had broke down, and she was parked at a campsite, living outdoors, and she'd been out there for months, I guess. And I didn't even know she was up here where I live. And the car was broke down, and so we came over there. I was very concerned about what was going on, so I came down there, and she'd been living in a tent, and the car was broke down next to the campsite. And apparently this church let her park there, her car there, so she could stay there, and she'd go out during the day or whatever and do what she needed to do. But she was homeless, and she got a job at a pizza place, and she worked there. She just started right when I first found out she was up here, and when I did, she hadn't been there that long. And I didn't know, but she hadn't registered the Jeep. The tags were expired. And she told me that her boyfriend, the one who racked up the other tickets, had scraped off the stickers on the car. And the car wasn't running. So she was just put on this pathetic act that everything was desperate and everything. And I told her, I said, you need to get out of the dirt and you can stay with me. And she's like, no, I don't want to put you out. And she had a dog and all that living outside with her dog. And I thought, this is ridiculous. Once you stay with your dad, he's got more money than I do to help you out. But apparently, I guess maybe she burned her bridges with him, and he wouldn't let her stay there, or whatever the reason is, because she's not stable. And anyways, me and my boyfriend took pity on her, and my boyfriend's a mechanic, so he fixed the car, put fluids in, all that, and bought the car parts for it that it needed to get the car running. The water pump and all that was pretty much toast, and got the car running. And she was driving around, and I told her, I said, you're gonna have to get the car registered in order to be mobile. And she's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that or whatever. And then she got pulled over and for the expired tags, and it was my fault for letting her drive it around because I felt bad for her because she was living in dirt. And I said, just drive it to work and back, and which was less than a mile. But she got caught, and they impounded the car, and this all happened very quickly. And I paid for the registration, and then my boyfriend paid for the tow. And the car was already in his name anyway, so it had to be paid. And anyway, she left after that happened. She left to go up to her grandma's house up in Idaho, and she'd been up there for a while. And we had the car because the car had been legal. I got the registration and everything and the insurance on the car, so the car was legal to drive. And I was driving it to work because we only have one other car. And so I was using that, and then I was thinking I wasn't really big on selling it because I thought, I could use it for a few months or whatever and then make a decision whether or not we wanted to keep the car. And she apparently last night she came back um, and took the car while we were asleep. And my boyfriend came outside and saw the car wasn't there and saw the baby's car seat was on the ground. And we assumed she had probably taken it, which she did because I contacted my mother and she said that she had sent a text message to my sister saying she'd taken the car and went up to Idaho with the car. And it's a fucking nightmare because my boyfriend got really upset and we were fighting, and he's like, he wants to call the cops because he doesn't want to be responsible for what she does in the car while it's registered in his name, because we were planning on probably selling it or maybe even using it. We didn't anticipate her driving away in the car, and she had a key, so she had a way to drive it, and she had a key on her. So obviously it wasn't stolen by anyone outside of her. So she's up in Idaho right now, and I've tried to send messages to everyone she knows to tell her to take the car back, return the car to me, and I'm going to probably sell it because I want to be rid of the responsibility of it. I don't want anything more to do with it. It's been a nightmare. And my boyfriend took off because he's so mad at me. He hates me right now because of all this shit. Because I told him don't call the cops because she'd go to jail for months for this shit. And I don't think it's worth doing that. The damage could be irreversible. And I offered to transfer the car into my name, so that way if she does something stupid, it's not in his name, it's in my name. So I'll be responsible for whatever she does while she still has it in possession. Um, I'm just, I'm just, I don't even know how to feel. And we're fighting right now, and it's fucking pretty bad. I've been crying and shit, and I guess my daughter doesn't care or realize the magnitude of this, what happened. And she's sitting up in Idaho with the car, and she's not supposed to be driving because she doesn't have a license. And it's like, I'm not ready to call the police on her because I don't want to see her end up in jail for a stupid car. All she has to do is return the damn car here, and so we can sell the damn thing and be done with the fucking car. And she can go back up to her grandma's and live there and do whatever she needs to do and just be done with it. That's what she could have done instead of taking the car. She could have just went up to Idaho and just stayed up there and get her life together and not worry about that stupid car. Because she can't drive anyway. She has no legal right to drive without a license. And she's got all those tickets that she still has to pay, and she can't be driving anyone's car, let alone that car. And it's all the way in Idaho, so I'm really fucking pissed off. I had to blow off work today because I'm pissed off and I'm upset, and my boss is probably pissed off at me, like lividly pissed off at me for not being at work today. But I'm so fucking upset. I don't know what kind of trouble she's going to be in or what kind of trouble she's going to cause. Well, the car is still registered in his name. I was willing to transfer the car out of his name into my name and put the responsibility on me. So if she does something stupid, it's in my name and not his. It's just a fucking nightmare, and I don't know. It's just, I wish I would have never given her the fucking car. It should have just sold it, got some money for it, and been done with it, and not have to think about all the shit that's involved. She just doesn't have any clue of how much trouble she's caused by doing this. It's put so much strain on our relationship. It's like it's almost irreversible. Almost irreversible. It's just BS. And then he's putting ultimatums on me to be all nice to his kids and everything, like extra super nice to his kids, when I'm stressed out about my kid in the future of what the hell is going to happen. You know, the damage from this is just massive, and it's not even about the car, it's just about her lying to me. Um, and was it really worth it? You know, and of course, her grandma's probably going to ignore the messages I sent to her about she needs to return the car. She's just going to let her keep my car parked in her driveway and not even care that it's not hers to keep. Legally, she can't drive it. She can't even register a car in her name. She doesn't have a license. And I'm just so fucking mad. And she's probably too scared to call me because she knows I'm gonna fucking be pissed. Yeah, I'm pissed. You had no right to drive off in that car. You had no legal right to drive off in the car and cause all this trouble. You had no reason to do that. Why didn't you just take a bus or something? You can't even drive a car. You don't have a right to drive. You need to learn your lesson. This is not okay. And it's caused so much trouble. We were doing fine, and then all of a sudden this shit happened. It's like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this shit. It's like, you need to stop. You need to stop. It's just, this is insane. Anyways, I need to stop this video, and my life is doomed anyway, so it doesn't matter if anyone watches it. It just sucks. Everything sucks, sucks, sucks. Everything sucks, sucks, sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks, sucks, sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. All I wanted to do was meet Donald Trump, and, you know, someday, I guess, and thank him for helping change the country and all that and making it a better place. But now I gotta worry about this and the fighting and all that we're gonna be doing probably in the future. This will never go away. This will always probably haunt me to the day I die about this shit. And I just don't understand this. I don't understand why this is happening. It's almost like a punishment, I guess, for being alive. It's just a fucking nightmare, and I don't know if she can ever show her face here after what she did. This is not okay. She drives off with the car in the middle of the night, just drives off and takes the car, and it's not hers to take. After everything that I've done, and it's like, Sam, what you need to do is go live with your dad or go live with your grandma and get your license shit taken care of and pay off your fines. You're not supposed to be driving. The car is legally not in your name, and I am responsible for all the crap that you do in that car.